Get ready with me, moo moo moo. While I do my makeup, I can't stop thinking about UX on my portfolio. I messed up my makeup, so I'm doing it again. And I want to get something done. So I'm recording this because hopefully, I don't know if I have the ability to actually talk out all of the thoughts that I'm having while I do this. I can't even find my freaking, well, I just rearranged my room, so this whole vanity is a mess. I am not even going to show anybody. I don't want anyone to see it. But look at me, I can't even find my freaking primer. It's fine. That must mean I don't need it. I really don't feel like it. Okay, so design systems, portfolio. So that's my thing. What is actually happening with me right now is I'm having portfolio scaries. I don't think I've had I haven't had a portfolio up since I graduated from grad school. And before grad school, I probably hadn't had a portfolio up in like, I don't even know, 5, 6, 7 years before that, because it's not my thing for a number of reasons. And I'm not going to go into that. What I'm going into is the portfolio scaries. So I really don't mind sharing that I'm having like some health issues. And so I'm on a little bit of a break from my oh my God, my full-time job. Wow. So I'm on a little bit of a break from my full-time job, and I'm trying to like heal and get better and rest and stuff. But for over a year, the fact that I don't have a portfolio up has been on my mind because, you know, this industry is crazy and companies are getting bought up all over the place, and I have lots of working theories honestly about how that's going to be going in the future. And in my opinion, it doesn't even, I mean, maybe I won't be very popular for saying this if anyone ever hears me, but I really think that you know, UX flew in as an industry and now all of a sudden it's flying out the door. Because right now, you know, the world is crazy and everything's connected. The economy is connected to the tech industry that employs, you know, people who do the type of work I do, and developers and PMs and lots of other types of people. And UX is, you know, it's been around a long time. It's only been talked about for a short amount of time. And I personally see it flying right out the window right now as, you know, companies, you know, acquire other companies and things become about bottom dollar again and making money. And that's okay. That's how the world works. But what doesn't really harmonize with that is UX. If you're only concerned about your bottom dollar and making money and you're projecting X, Y, and Z, but you're not thinking about user experience, it's a huge mistake, because a lot of people think UX is about, you know, the delightful experience and blah, 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 blah. And while that's true, experiences can't happen unless there's an architecture for it to be built upon. And that is actually the foundation of everything that goes around user experience in itself. You cannot define a user experience without a system. And so if you have, you know, so much, you know, I guess, disconnection between, you know, people trying to make the big bottom dollar plans and the people over here trying to maintain a system that can scale, right? I mean, look at how far away my hands are. It's already a problem. Oh God, I don't know if that makes any sense, but basically I just kind of see UX going out the window right now because we've got AI coming in and everything is going to be about selling the idea of AI, right? And if your software can do the AI. And I will tell you that if you do not have a design system, AI ain't gonna do shit for you. Shit. And if you have $1 billion company and you're talking about AI and you're like, well, there's AI and we're a big giant company. And because AI exists, we can fix all of these foundational problems. You can't. You're shit out of luck. AI cannot fix your design system. It can't do anything. And so if you actually start, here's the kicker. If you start to try and integrate AI into your software or your product without a properly defined design system, you're actually setting yourself up for more risk to fail than you were without it. Because here's the thing. If AI does not have a framework in which it can like communicate with the data behind it, right? And make its, executive decisions, well, then not only are you're going to get false answers, I guess I'll say. It's like using a calculator for a math test, but you punch, it doesn't tell you the right calculations. What in the fuck is the point of that? I'm keep thinking of like my TI-83, and it's like, oh, imagine using that thing and all that crap you have to do to get it to graph properly and blah, blah, blah. You remember how hard that stuff was if you ever took those classes? Can you imagine not getting the right answer? Because that's the equivalent of kind of what's happening right now, I think, in the industry. So in short, I think in the industry, startups are going to get, consumed by companies, big hedge fund companies, or people want to eat them up. I think that the capabilities of that software is going to get oversold. I think small companies are going to get kind of, honestly, possibly screwed out of, being able to live in the industry because of like the falsehoods behind AI. I feel like big hedge funds are basically gonna, buy all these companies up. And it's not really about keeping the software company alive. It's about, seeing how much of it is an innovative, piece of algorithm that can continue to make you money over time. And here's the thing, these hedge fund companies are going to buy these softwares up, or these, so big startups, little startups, things that are in the middle. And what's going to happen is, they're going to start to dissect it. And once again, it's not about the people. It's not about preserving the company. It's about the technology. And what they're going to do is they're going to say, cool, well, this was a piece of technology that we needed to acquire, right? So we can maintain our place in the industry. And now that, we can ensure no one is encroaching on that part, what pieces of this are important for us to keep, pieces of this technology, and what pieces don't matter, what pieces are already, being competed against in the rest of the industry. So what does that mean? It means that there's going to be lots of softwares that get like eaten up, and just pieces of it, like deconstructing a car, are going to get taken, and then the rest is going to get thrown out. What does that mean for UXers and developers? Well, developers are in a little bit of a better state, I think, at least for now. But yeah, for UXers, what's going to happen is things are not going to be design system oriented, and things are not going to be user experience oriented. We're not going to be thinking about innovative ways for people to solve their problems. That's where the business model is going to be coming in. That's where, trying to buy up that technology is coming in. And if you own that in the industry, well, then your software can be crap. And why do I say that? Because that means user experience, it doesn't matter. It's about getting the proprietary ownership, if you will, or, being the innovator in that piece of technology. And if you own it, you own it. You don't have to invest in making sure it's good. All you have to do is just maintain that bottom line and keep selling. And once again, if that's a business model, whatever, that's a business model, but it does not honor what user experience is about, which is just wild because, we've we've, claimed college as a commodity when it isn't. And we have people go to school and like learn all of these things, and it sucks to like know where your creative value is and then have to work at a place where it isn't valuable or even getting used. I don't know if my tangent has any foundation or if I have even gone in any sort of order that makes sense, but I was trying to explain the portfolio scaries because, as I've seen all of these companies like get eaten up and whatever, I don't know what's going to happen to mine over time, right? And so I also don't know what happens if one day somebody walks in the door to take over and it's not somebody that I want to be working for any longer, So anyway, even aside from that, I went on medical leave because I needed to. And then, this has nothing to do with my company at all, just in general. So many just people like, oh, I hope you have a job to go back to, blah, 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 blah. And just, oh my goodness, the list goes on, and it just freaked me out. So I've not been able to rest at all. All I've been able to do is like feel like shit because I'm like in the paralyzed place of portfolio scaries, like I said. So anyway, I've been like, going through all my shit and trying to work through it, and it's been quite a lot. So yeah, I did notice, right, man, it wasn't long after grad school, maybe a few years, that COVID happened, and that collaboration, if you've, I have no disrespect to anybody who's in UX that's been trained in any different way or untraditional way. I fully, support and actually sometimes really prefer people who've been trained untraditionally. But the reason I mention that is because when you are trained as a UXer, like in like a, grad program or something like that, you really do get to experience the amount of, team collaboration and like what I think of as like real UX, getting in a room with people, iterating on a problem, talking out loud, scribbling, writing, being messy, constantly iterating through a problem, constantly not knowing what the final decision is, constantly knowing with your peers and all the other people working on the project together whether or not that project has been finished, whether or not the problem has been solved, right? And ever since, COVID hit, just that collab has just really, really died down. And like I said, everything is becoming more and more about the bottom dollar again. And so it's just like showing your work, all of that kind of stuff. I think it could depend on like what company you're at, but it starts to look like a waste of time, right? Like, let's just get this thing done. We're not iterating as much. Not thinking as much. We're not talking as much. We're not challenging, not each other, but thoughts enough. We're not creating thought. We're not doing any thought leadership, Again, I'm speaking in general, again, there probably are places where they do great UX, right? But I'm just saying, as the bigger business model, it's really, really, really not as valued as I think any of us would hope. This is what I did last time. I kept going like out and out and out. So why am I saying this? Because first off, I'm super introverted. And so doing any sort of like public video feels so weird to me. And at the same time, it's fine. Like how many freaking team meetings have I been in? How many times have I had to talk in front of, an entire company? I used to do improv, so it's not really like that. It's just like, man, I have a lot of childhood trauma. So I was just thinking to myself like, oh, is there any value to what I say? And I'm like, well, that's why I'm doing this. And that's even how I got this idea. Because of course there's value to what I say. There's value to what everybody says. And that's why I started this challenge for myself to begin with. to, heal through connecting with myself and my own sense of value just by sharing myself in this world in some way. Anyway, portfolio scaries, huh? So what did I do? Of course, I'm overdoing it's funny. I need to even stop thinking that I overdo stuff. Maybe I do, but at the same time, I don't. I'm an architect, I'm a UX architect at this point. I have skill sets in a lot of different areas. And why I say that is because I'm trying to think through a portfolio is like, God, where do I even begin? Especially for me, I've been in enterprise, for so long. And for years I was doing, I suppose you could call it like conceptual work. It's conceptual work that, moved towards something eventually, but it doesn't feel like I have a million projects or something that like had a start and a finish and that I can just toss up and be like, oh, I did all this stuff. This was the problem. This was the problem solving process, I've been in more of like a design ops type of environment. And really where that creates difficulty for me is that it's not necessarily where I wanted to be. I just kind of ended up there because of, the ideas and stuff that I had and, that I can like, if you will, like fix a design system or something. But where does my heart lie? My heart lies, well, in driving change, right? So if it's talking to an organization about the importance of UX, that sort of operatives is totally fine with me, but that's not really what happens a lot. And so therefore my, desire becomes to help people, to solve problems, to make, people's lives better. I loved working on design system in enterprise because you can't really iterate through big software changes really quickly. And why I bring that up is because like there are so many things that, as a designer, you'd be like, oh, I could change this and this and this and this. But if you can't, because of resources, well, that can, feel unfulfilling or, feel like if you're a helper like me, that you're not, feel unfulfilling overall. And so why I like design systems so much is because I got to be the user experience designer for my design team firsthand. And that was so much fun. And that felt fulfilling because I saw their pain firsthand and could respond to it firsthand and, use the methodologies that I learned and loved to use so much. Now I'm just rambling, I think. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm trying to describe where my portfolio scaries are from. So it's like, if I've been UXing my design team for years, and I'm the one coming up with the idea for a design system and describing the need and getting the buy-in for what those requirements are going to be. I was the one, selling the idea to the company of what we needed to do. And everything was always just in this iterative phase. And it still is. I mean, it's a gigantic piece of software. And it's going to be in this iterative phase for a long time. So anyway, start to finish, what do I write about? How do I show my skill set when I have worked on a singular project in this one area for it's been almost 5 years, right? And the art of it has been selling it, maintaining it, scaling it. It's a lot. But showing that is difficult. Showing that I have, product design skills and interaction design skills and research skills and PM skills and dev skills, it's really hard to put something together. And like I said, when you have portfolio scaries and a bunch of anxiety and drama and, just when the world feels like it does today and, when you've never been on medical leave before and everyone's freaking you out, telling you that you're going to go back and your job's going to be different, and you're smart enough to know that, you don't know if that's true, and you also don't know if it's not true. So you have to prepare for it. And I feel like I keep drawing it all out, but at the same time, I know that I'm not. I don't know. I just keep trying to do something that like makes me actually feel like I'm doing something productive or like toward my goals without making myself feel overworked, without wasting time, strategy, anything like that, or wasting strategy, resources, my time resources, right? Without I don't want to be making moves that are not strategic in terms of using my time well. But on the flip side, I'm like, oh my gosh, would I feel better if I could just, flip open a really shitty website portfolio? I don't know. Because I already had one up. I coded it in 2 days. Not only did I code it, I created a design system for it. I coded it in React using MUI components that I themed myself. And I just didn't have a plan. And I was doing that actually for a POC for work. And so, what am I even talking about? Oh my God. Oh my God. Anyway, I guess this is it. Portfolio scaries. I at least am not going super far with my makeup today. I don't feel like, I don't know, putting shit in my eyebrows. But this is good. I think maybe I just needed to rant. I also have no one to rant to. No one to talk to. No one. I'm not exaggerating. So, anyway, yeah. I am getting ready for an actual real, live or something. I don't know what I'm going to be working on today yet. I probably, I love, what am I doing? I love to, what the fuck? What was that? I love to bounce around with my work so much, but I think that's part of what keeps me going crazy, because nothing ever feels finished, but it will be. Anyways, oh God, I hate this straightener. Touch buttons are just really stupid. I can't turn it on. It's supposed to be a really nice straightener. And it is. I can never turn it on. Okay, let's UX this flat iron. This is the touch button. And I honestly have, oh my God, now I can get it on. So it didn't like my thumb. So it has all these settings, but I've never been able to really figure out how to use this, even with the manual. And I used to pride myself on being one of those 90s kids that could always set those freaking clocks that nobody knew how to set. You remember that? You had to anyway. I hate this flat iron simply because of its controls. I typically can never turn it off. So either I can turn it on and get it on, and then I can't turn it off, or if I take too long like I did today, it'll turn off automatically and then I get mad trying to turn it back on. Touch buttons are really, really, really not smart, in my opinion. Or if you're going to do it, you need to make it much more intuitive, because there's a ton of settings on this thing. I'm just literally no idea how to use. So anyway, well, that was a fun, I really don't know what I'm doing. I didn't feel like washing my hair today, and I kind of wish I did. And yeah, see, look at this. Now it's gonna let me do it because it's looking at me. But look, I'm click stuff. I don't really know what it does, and turning it off, I don't think I know how. Oh, no, it's, fuck you. Fuck you. Maybe every time I need to turn my shit off, I'll just freaking try and record it and it'll actually work. Anyway, what I was doing. I was warming up my eyelash curler. Does anyone else do that? What am I doing? I don't want that. I'm gonna mess something up. Okay, pay attention. So, are you having fun with me? No one? Okay. So, what do I need to do to actually like feel like I've completed something? It really annoys me because I'm like, oh, just code something. And it's like, no, don't code something when it's not freaking time to do it, just because you have like, you're putting all this pressure on yourself, you know, to like see something. Like, shit's happening. You just need to remember that it is. So, what are we gonna do today? Well, last time I mapped out the process in which I took to do the B2I's design system. I need to finish doing the color palettes, and that's gonna be tricky. So I don't know if that's something that I can actually like record. There's just so much thinking involved, but I can probably record the process afterwards. I need to, God, it's just like a lot of like design work stuff, I guess. So, but I don't know. This is a video. I did one video, but I wanted to do something productive. So I guess I'll think of that, and maybe at the very least, I will transfer my whiteboard, you know, into a working Figma file or something like that, and we'll see, you know, how whiteboard gets set up, you know, and translated into design process. And I do it differently all the time, so it'll actually be probably good for me to just sit down, because talking it out makes me make executive decisions, because I am a not natural born people pleaser, but I am, you know, recovering from severe childhood abuse, which, I don't know, if you are as well, you'll know why I'm laughing. And the pressure, this is why this works for me, the pressure of even having a video out there where I could possibly say something wrong is enough to like get me to like align and make executive decisions. So that's why I'm doing this. So yeah, maybe we will go through that, and I will simultaneously get that process marked out, and then like some components or something made for like my wireframing stages. I just rearranged my room, and I like turned my vanity around, which, you know, flipped where all my makeup and stuff is, and then I had to like shove it out. It was unexpected that I was doing that, and then I had to like shove it out of the way to get my mirror back on. And it was so much work that day, so I have not finished this part of organizing, and that's what you're seeing me dig through, nobody. So yeah, I guess for the sake of like doing my makeup, I will at least like finish it or something. Maybe I'll throw on like some mascara, and it's not warm enough. Not warm enough. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Maybe I'll do it again. Oh, this indecision of mine. And you see, I can still see some unevenness here. Not that it matters. And my lights aren't right anyway, so I probably am missing a lot of detail that I can't really see. It's okay. I really don't care. I'm not gonna see anybody. Not gonna be seeing anyone today. Bye. All right, come on. Come on. All right, so have you ever had the portfolio scaries? Have you ever felt like you have no idea how to represent all of your skills? Or are you one of those people that I love as a human, but hate a little bit because every time you do any project, you're like, oh, it's gonna go in my portfolio. And you're just so fucking good at marketing yourself. Is that you? Because I secretly want to hate you, and then I secretly want you to watch this and like reach out to me and then like tell me, I don't know what it is, like how you do that. Like, what are the secret codes your mom and dad gave you to make you believe in yourself enough to do that? Or, you know, what you do to retrain yourself in order to, like, I would love to know your secret. And then I'll tell you any of my secrets you would like to know. If there's anything good, I'm happy to share. No clue if there's anything of value there, but it is an open offer. So, yeah, we're doing the thing, and I believe I might have to shade up a little bit, but yeah, I think I'm ready, and I'm gonna not wear green, I don't think. So anyway, thanks for listening to my rant. No one, because no one's gonna.